Mounting concern along the Suffolk coast that planned green energy infrastructure could ruin the unique beauty of the area.
Yes, campaigners say they understand the need for clean power, but want National Grid to rethink its plans for substations and cable trenches to bring electricity onshore. It comes as consultation begins on the scheme. Well, Tanya Mercer joins us now from Aldeburgh. Tanya, this is causing quite a stir there, isn't it?
Yes, good evening. Aldeburgh Beach is a place that many people come to relax and to walk and enjoy the peace. But just up here towards Thorpe Ness, near where the local artist Maggie Hamblin's scallop shell is, where National Grid is planning to bring offshore energy from wind farms onshore. It will then take the power to a village, Friston, just inland, and from there, from a substation, distribute it around the country. Now, National Grid say that this is vital for us to meet our green energy targets and our net zero targets. But campaigners are worried that the proposals are simply too destructive, both ecologically and economically.
This is a map of coastal Suffolk, and here you can see how they're planning to bring in cable trenches all the way up at Southwell, Raden, Walberswick, through to Thorpe Ness and Aldeburgh. And Saxmundham and Friston are where they're planning the super energy hub site. This is the size of the Vatican City if you add it all up collectively. And you can see the onslaught. This is like an invasion.
Campaigners say National Grid's proposals to bring electricity onshore and to transport it to the southeast will destroy Suffolk's coast and countryside. They say it needs a rethink.
We're not in favour of coming onshore 9-kilometre cable trenches to a tiny village called Friston, which is a medieval rural idyll. It doesn't make sense. It's the wrong plans, the wrong location. They're looking for short-term, easy, quick solutions.
Today, National Grid launched an 8-week consultation into its proposals to carry renewable energy from offshore wind farms and nuclear power. The power will come onshore here on the beach between Aldeburgh and Thorpe Ness. Proposals include a substation at the small village of Friston and a new super energy hub near Saxmundham. National Grid say the plans are necessary to transport the power to homes and businesses around the country.
So the project will undertake in detailed environmental assessments, and we will have full mitigations for any potential impacts that could take place. At the conclusion of the project, we will have invested to increase biodiversity by at least 10% in the area where we're working.
But campaigners say the project will be too destructive and there is a better solution, an offshore grid using the North Sea as the corridor, which can then bring power onshore on brownfield sites, which are already geared towards industrial infrastructure. They even have a site in mind, the decommissioned Bradwell nuclear power station in Essex.
With an offshore grid, you would take the power by undersea cable closer to where you need it. Then you've got the opportunity to land it at a brownfield site. If you take Bradwell, so it's already pretty ugly, it's on a relatively desolate part of the coast. There's a disused airfield, which means there's plenty of land for the electrical infrastructure.
This is one of several controversial energy projects in our region. This Sea Link project and a similar Lion Link, the Sizewell C nuclear power station and the 180-kilometre pylon line from Tilbury in Essex up to Norwich.
As a nation, we need to come up with solutions for renewable energy. We do need to achieve our net zero targets, but it can't be at the expense of wildlife and it can't be increasing the biodiversity crisis that we already face.
Currently, there are 2 judicial reviews pending which will challenge these proposals. Campaigners are hoping if they win, they can get National Grid to rethink their approach. For now, though, the battle of our need for renewable power and how we get that to our homes rages on. Tanya Mercer, ITV News, Aldeburgh.